Welcome to the Human Design Rave Festival 2025.
An incarnation cross is the gift we are given, right, when we live life more aligned to the truth of who we are. It's what unfolds before us. It is our contribution to the whole, right? And so, living your design, you are here to add that to the collective consciousness. And can you imagine what the world would be like? I'm going to say if everybody was living true to who they are, but even if everyone who is interested in human design, what is the 4% of the 4%, or whatever Ross said, I don't remember exactly. If we were all truly living the truth of who we are, what would be available? What would the world be like? I mean, that is the magic of what could be. But we can individually do that, right? I see mine. At first, I couldn't really see it, but I see mine unfolding more clearly than ever, right? Each year, I do better following my response and not listening to what goes on up there, Yeah. So we can look at we can look at the quarter, right? The theme of the quarter. We could look at the direction and the way, the first and the last gates of the quarter, to give us a sense of what's going on here, right? So I'm born in the fourth quarter. The theme is mutation, transformation. The way is the creative, right? No, the direction is the creative, gate 1. Mm-hmm. And the way is gate 19. What do we need, right? The gate of needs. What is needed, right? And then that passes off to the first quarter, gate 13, right? The gate of the fellowship of man, the listener who looks back and says, all right, what do we keep? What do we leave behind? And it moves all the way through to gate. Oh no, I've forgotten. I think 44 is the 44. Way.
Yes, 44, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right? The gate of alertness, right? And then we're going to pass it off to, right, the next quarter, and so on and so forth. So it gives, the direction and way. The creative simply means self-love, self-expression, be who you are, right? And what do you need to transform over that quarter, fourth quarter? For me, my gate is gate 54, the Marrying Maiden, the gate of ambition, and the fifth line, which is magnanimity. I have a hard time saying right? Which is really to, be open and generous and supportive to everyone, right? As long as they don't ask too much of you. Right. But, generally speaking, so I have pressure to be supportive. But my cross is my definition, and my only definition is my cross. So it's kind of cool. I have two channels, and they make up my cross.
And that's why you are so into crosses.
The cycle.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just see everything that way. I want to see the whole movement. I read the end of a book and then I start the beginning. So see how they get there.
And it's always same and it's never the same. And that's how we experience the reality. And human design really helps to see this cyclicity and eternity in every present moment, every here and now.
Yeah, the human experiential way is the abstract way. It's by going through the whole experience without expectation, so you get the whole thing, and then looking back to find out, well, what did that mean? Make sense of it. Yeah.
Great. So you will share the knowledge and the vision from this bigger perspective on the crosses, and then allow participants to experience their own, by looking at their cross and asking them some triggering questions and observation questions, so they can tune into the process of alignment, maybe with this original frequency of the quarter.
Yeah, okay. And, it's a signpost too, like, but then, and then Ruth goes on and says, yeah, but it matters so much about your nodal environment, right? Are you seeing what you're here to see? Are you in the right place with the right people, right? Those are huge signposts, on your path to purpose. And of course, that's different. You can have 10 people with the same cross and their environments are different, and it's a whole different story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why also the incarnation cross analysis is so different from what people can just go online and read about their cross and like, oh yeah, I understand, but it's not, because the environment is so different. Yeah,
I'm
indeed.
teaching PTL3 right now, right, which is incarnation cross. And it always amazes me how people who've been studying 3 semesters of individual analysis, they've done connections and cycles and returns, and they come to incarnation cross and it's like, whoa, it's so different.
Yeah.
It's so different. And it takes a minute, right, to switch your head around to what part am I here, what part am I here to contribute to the whole? Not who am I and how do I be me, but when you are you, then you make your contribution correctly. And it's available then.
That is so beautiful, Ruth, because indeed this is the reality. We are all belonging to this planet and being parts of something that is that whole. And so often our culture, the modern culture, makes us see ourselves kind of in a vacuum. There is me, and then there is something else, separable from the bigger picture.
And human design is about self-love, about focusing on yourself, of being correct within yourself, making decisions that are correct for you. Forget about the homogenized strategic mind. And however, we still have a responsibility to the whole, right? That we can contribute by doing that, right? By being selfish, we can actually enrich everything.
Human Design Rave Festival 2025. Get your ticket now.